Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. This is another video where I'm going to give you a couple more reasons or areas perhaps to examine if you are having a hard time letting go of the narcissist. Now, this isn't the first time that I've made a video as far as non-obvious reasons why you cannot let the narcissist go. But you know, it's an ongoing list because there's all different types of areas that can be examined, and everybody's not cookie cutter. Some people may struggle in one area, not in the other. So I'm here to help free you, obviously, to give you some things to consider, because really in this situation is going to be more than anything mind over matter. Okay, so of course, stepping out of our emotions and into our logic, and that seems to be the most challenging part. So obviously, these are non-obvious reasons, so don't expect me to talk about the soul ties, the trauma bonds, and childhood wounds, and holding on to hope. Those are pretty obvious responses, especially for those of you who are very familiar with my channel and well-versed with narcissists and narcissistic abuse, okay? So here are two other reasons why you may be having a hard time letting go of that narcissist, and that may be due to isolation. You know, it's very, very common for abusive personalities when they do get their hooks into someone to isolate them from their support systems, okay? Their friends, their family, their community. They may even try to get you to, you know, leave your job, you know, be a stay-at-home mom, or be financially dependent on them and not be out of love because they want to take care of you, but to keep you reliant and, you know, feeling vulnerable towards them to provide for you. So even when you do want to leave, now you got to figure out, you know, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, right? So with these personalities doing this, a lot of times people end up turning back to their abuser because they don't know where else to turn. They don't have a support system. So when they're having feelings, they may feel like they need to call their own abuser and vent to them about the abuser, you know, instead of someone else. So, you know, this video isn't just about giving you the reasons, but also, you know, giving you some solutions or at least some directions towards what you can do to change that. Okay, so obviously, if the narcissist has isolated you from your friends and family, now is the time to step out of your ego. It is, and it's okay, even if they think that this person was a narcissist, they think that this person was bad for you, and you continue the relationship. If they truly love you and care about you, they will be there for you when you hit your rock bottom or when you decide to end that relationship, okay? If it's real, they will be there for you. And if not, you're here in a channel like this. It's a whole community of survivors that you may not personally know, but you guys have a lot in common. And I do run a support group over on Facebook where you can connect with other survivors, and that's under Lakia Reflection and Progression Crawford. That link is below all of my videos. You are welcome to join that community, and I'm sure there are other platforms and communities as well of survivors that you can network with. You can also extend your support to professional as far as going into therapy, which I highly recommend that survivors do. Get some type of therapy or coaching. Coaching is something that I provide from someone that truly understands narcissistic abuse and can really help you work your way through the healing process, okay? Strangers, don't underestimate the help that you can get from strangers, because, you know, once we deal with these abusive people, we may go into hermit mode, and we may feel very negative towards the human species and people, and might not want to really meet new people because the narcissist was new and we misjudged them, right? But the whole thing is when we go into that mode, we block out the good and the bad people. I'm going to tell you right now, so many of my blessings in life have come from complete strangers. That is just life, I'm telling you. So there's a lot of organizations out there in your community as well, even churches A lot of Catholic churches, they do a lot to help people who've been in domestic violence situations. You know, there's safe houses and shelters. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, I don't want to, you know, but sometimes, you know, if it's that serious, you really have to just leave the clothes on your back and trust the universe, and knowing that you are moving in love for yourself, right? Because you have your self-respect, your dignity, your safety, and sometimes there's children involved. You have to keep them safe, and you have to do what you have to do. Trust the universe that you will be provided for, and anything material you can regain, okay? So don't let that be a worry and concern, okay? And your local county assistance office can help connect you with resources. Your doctor, a lot of times, your medical doctor, they know a lot of resources. You just got to ask them, you know. So the whole thing in that situation is when they isolate you, know that you really aren't alone. And if you have spirituality, you know, God is always there. He's always there. Okay. And, you know, you can talk to him. That's called praying, you know, meditation. You're never alone. You're just never alone. Okay. All right, so if you do feel isolated, of course, you want to work on building that support, you know, bridging the gap between you and the family and friends that you would like to have back in your life, or at least attempt to. And don't take it personally if they don't step up, if they're not there for you the way that you wanted them to be, or at all. Sometimes the people that we should depend on the most are the ones that end up letting us down. But do understand this, the people that are supposed to be there for you will be there for you. You don't have to twist anybody's arm. You do not have to beg, and know that God knew that they were going to reject you, and you will have other options, and it could be perfectly strangers that come to your rescue at certain times. So, you know, I just want to forewarn you of that as well, because you're already going through the devastation of the narcissist, and then you go back to your family and friends. You don't get that warm embrace, perhaps. Know that the people who are supposed to be in your life will be, and the people who won't. And that's okay. Don't have that resistance, okay? Which kind of takes me to my number 2 reason, trying to balance the situation. Now, this can encompass so many things. So I'm just going to go down what some of those things are. You know, perhaps you're having a disbelief about the situation. Like, I can't believe the narcissist did this and that to me. And you're just trying to really balance the situation. Maybe you feel some shame or any type of guilt. You're trying to balance the situation. But you're tipping the scales in the wrong directions when you're balancing the situation by trying to keep the narcissist in the picture in some shape, form, or fashion. You know, that's balancing it in the wrong directions. And I'm not talking to those of you who have to co-parent, or if you will, parallel parent with the narcissist. And I made a video about that. But for those of you who don't really have those attachments, or that are in a situation where you can go no contact, and the only thing that's preventing you from doing so is your own mental blocks and resistance, okay, of trying to balance the situation for some reason. And basically, you know, ultimately what this is coming down to is resistance versus acceptance, you know. And as far as the disbelief goes, trying to balance the situation, a narcissist is going to be what a narcissist is, you know. So how could they do these things to you? They're doing it to everyone. How could they lie to you? They're lying to everyone. So it's not even personal. So, you know, when we're trying to balance the situation, let's do it in a healthy manner and not in an unhealthy manner. You know, not trying to create a balance with them. You know, that's what kept us in the relationship. And sometimes we could even be trying to do it after the fact, like trying to get closure, perhaps, from someone who is not healthy and who is not emotionally mature and who is not actually, that's not what they want to give you, closure. You know, they're not trying to close the door on supplies. They're trying to put supplies up in the shelves or have them actively in their life, you know, and put you up on the shelf, or put you up on the shelf like a book for when they want to take you down, you know. So be careful of, like I said, trying to balance the situation in an unhealthy manner. All right, and tipping the scales in the wrong way. So ultimately, you're trying to balance letting go to this narcissist. And you know, I made videos about letting things fall apart, and sometimes that's just extremely necessary. Let it shatter. I mean, it needs to fall apart. It needs to be something that never needs to be put back together again. So who cares all the pieces that are going to shatter? They're going to shatter. Just let it fall at that point and move on with your life, and therefore not inviting more offenses. All right. So, you know, the true balance, and I want you to understand this, the real balance in a situation is you ending it. Yeah, that's the balance. The balance is you actually going no contact. Because look at it, on one side of the scale, we have all these offenses, all these hardships, all this pain and suffering. So what needs to be on the other side of the scale to balance it? Relief. Relief needs to be on the other side of the scale. So to truly balance that situation with a narcissist is getting out of their life. That's how you balance it for yourself. You know, they lead very imbalanced lives. You don't have to continue on that road with them. You know, so just be careful of trying, you know, like I said, to balance the situation in an unhealthy manner. And that would include trying to work something out with a narcissist, keep them in your life on some smaller scale, or trying to balance, you know, your perceptions and stuff, all the while still in that relationship with them still lying and gaslighting you. You have to just let it go. You know, work on the ultimate balance, which is letting go of them, you know, and then you can work on your healing. Okay, guys? All right, so with that being said, if this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Over 400, we're approaching like 500 videos here to help you understand narcissistic abuse, to increase your emotional maturity, understand relationships, especially the one with yourself, right? Because they're not changing, but you can. You can change. You can change one decision at a time. All right. I do offer coaching, all types of packages. You can go to LakiaCrawford.com. I do voice calls. I do FaceTime. I do Skype. I have texting or mobile texting packages as well. A limited amount of people can have that. I have the support group, as I mentioned, on Facebook, and I am on Patreon, guys. That's a great way for you to get similar coaching services from me at a discounted rate. Take a look at those monthly packages and, you know, see where you can save money, because I do understand the financial abuse as well that occurs in these relationships. And sometimes you're financially vulnerable initially. Okay, so save money where you can. I do have bundles on my website where you actually save money by purchasing more than one session at a time. You get one session for free. So, you know, there's definitely ways to make it more affordable for yourself. Go ahead and look into that. I've written 4 therapeutic books, guys. They're available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. CreateSpace.com, and they are also available on my website if you want signed copies. I have No Narc Zone merchandise, cute little t-shirts, caps, bumper stickers, coffee mugs, mouse pads, cute things to make your statement against narcissistic abuse. All right, so check that out, guys. And in the meanwhile, keep doing the work. You know, like I said, there's lots of information here. Take what you can to help you on your journey. All right, guys. And until next time, please take care.